my heart dropped to my back. Like, guys, like, there was roses set up, there was like designer on the bed.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to your new family. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Sneh. I'm a full-time makeup artist and hairstylist living in Cape Town, and this is basically a channel where I document my life, and yeah, a virtual diary where I let you guys have restaurant reviews, hair tutorials, makeup tutorials, story times, venting sessions, you know, navigating Cape Town, traveling, you know, everything basically that I get up to, I try to document as much of it as possible. So I hope that you join the family, and I hope that you watch all my other videos to get to know me better. Today I'm doing a story time as requested by my subbies, and so I was trying to think of one that'll be like a bit mild and not too crazy, and so yeah, this is the one that I thought I should share with you guys. Please don't forget to leave me a little like and a comment and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you press the subscribe button to join the family. Enjoy. So it's a shubile. I'm joking. So I've decided to do a story time game because a couple of people have been asking me for another story time. I haven't done one in a while. Now I'm gone blank. I was anticipating the story time the whole time, and now it's time to do it. I'm blank. So basically I need to do my makeup to shoot a promo video for a hair tutorial that I need to do. When I get ready and do my makeup, why don't I do the story time that some of my subbies have been asking me to do? Story time is called Why Being a Ride or Die Did Not Work For Me. Now this is my experience, this is what I went through, and this is why I choose to no longer be a ride or die. Please don't come for me about anyone's personal experiences. I'll call them back. This is my experience, and this is what I went through. Okay? I don't know why this happens. Every time I want to shoot something where I need silence, then all of a sudden I start getting phone calls. Like, my phone has been quiet for the past hour. All of a sudden now that I need to shoot this, you know? But anyway, so how the story starts now was when I just moved to Johannesburg from Durban. Okay, right. I had moved to Joburg basically for greener pastures. Like, Durban was now like, I hit a plateau in my opinion in Durban. There was no growing that I was going to do there anymore. So I decided it was okay, let me relocate, and my sisters were already living in Joburg, so yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm going to Joburg, I'm going to be on my whole shit. Oh bro, you know when you go to Joburg to visit versus when you live there, it's two completely different things. I don't know if people have told you guys that, but two completely different experiences. Like, when I lived there and when I used to visit, like when you visit, how imagine you meet people, oh bro, every weekend, you know, fun times. When you live there, how it's so dry, so dry. But so I moved to Joburg sort of like during a phase where I was like really just trying to do better and like grow, upgrade my life, whatever. Okay. So I moved to Joburg. Ngeshwa, my body, like within probably the first 4 months, 3-4 months that I moved to Joburg, I met a guy on Insta. Back then Insta still had real niggas. I met a guy on Insta, shame. His online personality was not really it, you know, like he was just a guy in jail, but he wasn't really like back in the day what you were looking for, because like you were a young painting, you're trying to like get all the or whatever. So we start chatting via DM or whatever, and at the time I was still speaking to another guy. I even flew out the country to go meet up with this guy. Ngisago talking stage now, bro. But because really it hadn't like, you know, materialized or like matured or anything, I didn't feel bad about going on the trip, and the trip was planned before I even met him, you know. So on the trip, and I was like, at the time honestly I hadn't developed that deep of feelings for the guy in Joburg, so I didn't really feel bad. And this guy that I flew out to, we had been dating, I think at that point, for like a year, close to like a year. So very visible bro, he'd come to Durban a lot and stuff like that. So honestly, I was like, yeah, no, I can't not go on this trip. And me and the guy weren't on that level. He can't even ask me, oh, what are you doing there, whatever. He didn't even ask me, you know, because really it was still like talking stage. Okay, when I come back from this trip, like things just got serious with the guy all of a sudden. How okay. So he was like humble, like he didn't have like bag like that, like being an imali. He was just okay, he was doing okay. And he lived with like a couple of his friends. But I think what drew me to him was his personality, honestly. My eyebrows, I have to concentrate in manic. Yeah, so I really grew to like love him. Like I fell in love with him. Hey, bro, like we loved each other down. And like for me it was like I've never been into guys that are older than me. I've never dated significantly older guys, and the times that I have tried to date them, I've just always felt like a bit of a disconnect from them. Like I feel like age gap in cool that like there's really certain things that he doesn't get that I say, or certain things that I do. So I just never felt like dating an older man was for me, you know? So he was the closest in age with me, because he's used to dating people that are like at least, I would say like 5 years older than me, you know? So he was significantly young from what I was used to. But still, like, we still dated, yabo. Engizama ngalabo 2K abancane from time to time. Nje yabo bro, you know, he'd try. Like, I remember sometimes when I knew he didn't have money, and now I was broke. Like, at the time I was still an upcoming makeup artist, so I had just moved to Joburg, and dollar and a dream type thing. But sometimes like he would only give me like small money to like enough just to like take a cab back home, and you know I would feel bad, and I'd just go and like take a taxi by the rank close by, because now I needed to save some coin, but I didn't want to like pressure him because I knew he didn't have. Yeah, what was going to be right to die rather than better than. Hi, okay. Sana, stop, bro. Okay, then I started working for Ambitious, so I started making a bit more money. So, but he's still like in his hustle era. He's still in like hustle phase. He moves out of this house with his friends. He moves into his own place. So he's like doing a bit better, yabo. Then I remember even there was a time like this guy, guys, did not cheat. Like, I don't know, Konela way, he was like sleeping, and I went through his phone. I don't know like what got into me. Actually, that was the time that I stopped going through a man's phone. I've never gone through a man's phone since that time. Like, he was asleep, and then I went through his phone, and literally there was like nothing there. Like, there was no girls or anything like that. But I felt bad because there was just a lot of personal things, like private things on his phone, that I felt like I'm not supposed to be looking at this stuff, you know. And so it made me feel bad, because I felt like, yo, I have invaded this person's privacy actually a lot by doing this. So that was the last time I ever checked anyone's phone. I never even checked his phone after that, and I was like, we good, like he's not cheating at all. Hi, oh bro, I be right. Like, he starts making some guap, you know, small by small, little by little, like, okay. And like when I'd wake up and go to work in the morning, those days, like, I used to go to work at ungodly hours, like something giving him shadow. Oh, babe, I'm filming for YouTube. I'll call you back. I'm filming for YouTube. I'll call you back. I've lost my train of thought. Let me actually put my phone on D&D. So at this time, I'm like proper in my ride or die phase. You know, we riding together, we dying together. Like, when he's working, I stay up with him. You know, or ride or die, like cool. Because I was like, you know, me and my man, we're in this for the long run, and she was a popper, and then everything will be great for us. So even when I go to work like in the morning, and I will like, you're going to work at ungodly hours, and I'm sending my motivational, see, I'd say, oh babe, like one day, we will stop living like this, I'm gonna make it, and you'll never have to work a day, and you're like, hey, I'm saying born, and it's housewifely. Hey, then when it was okay, right? Let me happen so in 2 years max. I settle into my housewife era. Hi, okay. So then I've been in Mali. There's a time where like he randomly gets in Mali. I say, okay, as I'm so celebrate as time as okay, we must go to Cape Town. I haven't been to Cape Town at this point since I was a child when my dad was still around. So I was like so excited. I was like, oh my gosh. He's like, yeah, choose nje ilona indawo esohlala kuyona, and nje because ngiyamcabangela umuntu wami, I was even looking for like cost-effective places. Like I wasn't trying to do anything too extreme or whatever. I was so excited for the trip, and it was just a trip to like show oh my gosh, we finally out the ghetto. But don't worry guys, this will work out. Just trust the process. We finally out the ghetto, yabon. So even on the trip ngitshela nje ukuthi khona something nje in the works, mayisebenza lento lena, we are out the ghetto for real. However, I can't wait to shit on my haters. Yeah, I understand. They wouldn't know what hit them. So being bonus saying, oh, look at the things I thinking about all the things that I'm gonna get, all the design I'm gonna get, all the I warned you, you know, oh my gosh, we're gonna be that power couple. They used to be a struggling couple, and now look at them. Hi, so while we're in Cape Town, okay, then we were at, damn, I forgot this place by V&A. I think it was Life Grand. We're at Life Grand getting drinks. How? As we're getting drinks, I'm taking pictures with his phone because he had a more modern phone than mine. How? And then he starts like getting cagey about his phone. And then as I am taking pictures, the message comes up at the top of the screen, and it's like something suspicious, like babe or something like that. I'm like, weebo. Like my heart starts beating fast. Like I couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't believe my eyes. And then I'm like, who just called you babe? And he's like, what's that? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And he gave me nake. I'm sweet, hey, but once I'm angry, I'm literally crazy. I see red. Get to open your phone. I don't know who this is. Get to open your phone. I want to see what her response is. I've really gonna say I saw a payment immediately like him big in between. I see he insists that he doesn't know who this person is. Okay, who is this? Okay, la pendula, I see your wife, and it's a number that's not saved. Okay, la pendula, it's your second wife. I'm like, hey. Also, yeah, this person clearly even knows that you have a girlfriend because she's even saying your second wife, you know. And shame, that guy, like, everyone knew that I was dating him. Ngangasi yoni secret type she. Hey? I'm like, angizwa wenda. And for me, it was like just so ironic. We'll see. This whole time when we were broke, we've never had issues like this. You know, like we've never had a girl issue. This was literally our first time. And probably this was like a year now into us dating. So it was very shocking for me because it was like so unexpected. Like, I was like, hi, bo. I see, okay, it's your second wife. And then he's like, oh, get him for Nell. And he's like, I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. Get him, call her. Right? If you know my end, you will know who's he. Masters of deception. I'm for Nell, okay, screaming at the girl. Why are you fucking call my number? I'm with my girlfriend. I don't know who this is. Okay, you can't even hear her because he's like screaming over the girl. I can barely hear what the girl is saying. But now, I'm like, you know, it can't be. Shooting better look, we are cast. Hi, Sibi rides, no fine. We go back to our Airbnb, chill. Okay, he starts working and whatever. I take a shower, I'm chilling, I'm on my phone, I'm on Insta. Back then, Insta was not that big, I would say, actually, shame. But yeah, bonji, DM requests. They just started doing that thing recently. So, and I don't know what, God works in mysterious ways because something just tells me to check my DM requests. I've never checked DM requests. I've never seen that thing. So all of a sudden it pops up. It's like a DM request, and then there's like a number one. Like there's one DM echo. I'm like, okay. I go in. My heart dropped to my bum. I get a DM, okay, Oopie's name is lying to you. Me and him have been together for the past couple of months. Jay, he told me about you. He told me about your relationship. I even know you guys are not having sex right now. Okay, fine. It's one thing to have a side chick. Why are you telling her about your relationship issues? And at the time, it was like he had already started doing weird, dodgy things, but I'd never like caught anything. You know, I remember before this Cape Town trip, we had fought about Valentine's Day, but since saying one, I would say, mind you, we're like fighting so frequently, you know, with somebody that I hardly ever used to fight with. I found it so weird because all of a sudden, mind you, now that he's making like money or whatever, like the fights are just more frequent, and like it always has to be about being dodgy or lying and stuff like that, you know. So, however, I'm like, my heart broke, you guys. Like my heart physically broke because this guy is like such an innocent person. And even now I can say he was genuinely like a good guy, Savannah. But it was just like, for me, I think what hurt the most is that it was like, okay, now that you feel like you're getting established and you're getting a bit of money, that you're like, oh, you can now entertain other people. The motivation like waiting for you to pop is now like, hey, girl, if I'm strong, you know, like you the minute you're getting money, you're already inviting more financial burdens into your life. Oh, I was so angry, like I saw red. And this is my first time actually catching somebody cheating. I've never, you know. And I show him the messages and he's like, oh my God, I don't know who this is. And actually that girl played us. But I don't know why she's doing this. Then he starts telling the truth. He's like, this is a girl, well, not the truth, but his version of the truth. This is a girl that he had a friend that used to frequent his house a lot. So he's like, I know this girl through him, and that's the only time she's come to my place. I'm like, how the hell would she know such personal things about your relationship? That's a lie, Emma. I pick. I literally physically lost my mind. Not me in the middle of Camps Bay. I don't even know Camps Bay like that. I am walking around in the middle of the night. At this point, it's like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. I'm crying. Because I was in such disbelief. I was like, oh my God, what does this mean? You know, like when you sort of have your future planned out in your head. And for me, it was like, at that time, I was so young that it was like, for me, like cheating is not a negotiable for me. You know, like, most certainly, you know. So, sitting there shattered, I was crying and everything, and I'm like messaging this girl, silly me, actually I was so young, messaging this girl and was like, okay, so did you guys use protection? Now unfortunately not. Oh, the depths I dove, Lapha. I was like, oh my God, how can this guy do this? He's gonna make me sick. I go back into the room. He's like blowing up my phone because he knows I actually don't even know this place. Like I could literally get kidnapped. He's blowing up my phone. I'm not answering. Like I'm walking in the middle of the dark night. Like I'm going crazy. I'm proper going crazy. And then eventually I see, it's okay, I don't have a choice. I have to go back to the room. I go back and he's like crying, he's begging. He's like, Jay. And then I'm Jenny, so the girl is busy saying to him, this girl, the girl is busy saying to him, you don't even know where she is right now. She could be with another guy. Lapo destitute on the side of the road, and this bitch is working both of us. She's responding to my DMs, she's responding to his DMs. He's busy. We have a guy, you know, about how she's ruined the trip and Minangala, she's busy feeding me these stories. Yo, okay, actually, she caused destruction that weekend, okay? That was my first time realizing that there's girls like that in life. When I come into the room, he's showing me the messages. I say, look at this girl, like look at the things she's saying to me. Okay, you shouldn't trust her because okay, she wanted the guy, you know, and she was like, the way, I think what upset her is the way that he spoke to her when like in front of me. So she was like, oh, you think you're gonna treat me like trash? Watch this type shit, you know. I'm like, yo, I'm just angry. I'm not hearing anything. I'm not understanding anything. I'm like, I call my mom at the time, like, and me and my mom were not even close. That's how you understand it. I was really, really trying to get the fuck out of there. I call my mom and I'm like, please, can you borrow me some money? I really need to get a flight. Like, I need to leave Cape Town right now. And she gave me money. And at that time, I think the flight was like Yo, not a lot, maybe like 700 rand or something like that. This was before COVID. And she sends me the money for the flight. I booked the first flight leaving Cape Town. It was like 5 a.m. And he was like begging me, like he woke up, he couldn't believe it. He thought maybe I'm just gonna sleep it off, wake up in the morning, you know. In my bag, pack my bag, and he was like, please don't go, please don't go. Like actually this trip was also meant to just get us back to normal, like get our relationship back to normal, because we were fighting. We started fighting a lot when we really never used to fight at all. I go back to Joburg, and then I go to his place. I fetch all my things, because at that point we were basically like cohabiting, even though I had my own place, but like we were just always at his place, you know. I go back to my own place, yo, and it was like, yo guys, I'm like my heart was breaking 1,000 times every second, like every second. Every time I think about it, I went crazy, you know, like I couldn't believe it. And this is my first time being cheated on. Well, first time that I found out anyways. So yo, I'm like trying to sleep, I'm inconsolable. My sister would try and come and visit me and like console me. Yo, nothing made me feel better, like nothing, you know. I would see like from his stories, so it's okay, he's back in Joburg. Didn't even call me. Mind you, this is such an empathetic type of guy. But since you're like guys, like he literally came back. I think maximum he begged for like 2 days, 2 or 3 days, and nothing. And then at the end of that month, he was like, hey, I want to send you money. So Sevilla was like not in a good financial space or whatever, and he was like, I want to send you some money to help with your bills or whatever. So then he sends it. Clearly it's gonna change our lives. Hi, I'm still going through like this breakup. I am in the depths of despair. But it was so, what was more heartbreaking is to watch somebody who once, like, you were once the center of his life, for you to slowly shift out and for him to more, I guess, move more into like prioritizing his friends and prioritizing his friendships, because all I'd see was like him at the club with his friends. Guys, when you broke at home, you don't have a pot to piss in. And Umuntu is out and about, and it literally looks like he doesn't even care, you understand? So that even broke me even more. And when you at home, you're going through the motions, you know, his friends and the life that you were promised, you're basically saying other people live it on your behalf. Because what happens, I think like 2-3 months after this, like my life felt like it was standing still, and it felt like his life was progressing and getting better and better and better. He moved into like a bigger apartment, like a big place, like a standalone type of thing, but duplex, I don't know what you call it. Upgraded his car. This is all happening within like a couple of months. I'm sick. Like I physically got sick at how like I was so shocked. Like I was just shocked. And I was so angry. I was so vengeful. And it's like every time we would speak, it would sort of be like, oh yeah, I hope you're well, I wish you well, you know. It was never like, oh, Jay, azameni, you know, to try and fix things. It was never like that. Then there was a point where we were like, okay, let's meet up and have a drink and like sort of catch up and talk, whatever. When I get to the drinks, like all I ever used to do was just cry, because I couldn't believe it. I felt so robbed in that situation. Like I was like, this is not fair. Why am I deserve, you know, to like live? And so I'm gonna put my posters, like club posters, he's like living life, or like it was almost like I never even existed. We met up for those drinks, and he was basically just like, oh, you were the one that left me. Like zero accountability. Do you understand? Like meeting up with somebody after like 4 months, I guess, of your heart just being broken, and then when you meet up with him, expecting him to be like, I'm sorry for everything that I put you through or whatever, and there's just zero accountability. Instead it's just like, oh, you understand? Like nothing broke my heart more than that. It was I've literally been distraught over somebody that has just moved on with their life that easily. Everything, all the time that I spent there, all the time that I invested, all the effort that I invested in this person meant nothing once he had that money. Like he didn't even feel like he needed to put an effort into apologizing to me for the things that he put me through. He was just like, it's either you staying or you going. Like which one are you doing? So I had to just stick these on because it wasn't. So We go to this restaurant to try and meet up and like have a conversation. Although to me, it already felt like it was a sympathy meetup. Like, you know, when somebody's just doing it because they feel sorry for you. Like, it didn't feel like he wanted to. It felt like he was just doing it as a duty, you know. And at that time, I was doing so bad. Like, my life was crumbling down. I was broke. Business was not going well. I was just the broke ex, or down and out. And so we meet up, and you could just tell, like, we were just so distant on that meetup that I was like, I wish I didn't even go there, because it just further highlighted how far apart we've become, how distant we've become. We meet up, and as we like having this fucking lunch, these club girls, all gaily, come past, and they're like, oh, hey. For the purpose of this, let's call him John. Oh, hey, John, how are you? Hugging him now, look at Senegal, silly. Hi, ma. And my heart was like breaking. But it's like, it's such typical behavior of men and such shameful behavior. Like, a couple months ago, this person would have never even looked at you twice. And now, because you got a bit of money, you're actually embracing that attention. You want that attention from people that you know would not be checking for you if you had no money. Like, men are actually very pathetic people. And like, that was like such a highlight to me with your girl. Like, you and this person are never getting back together. And I don't know why, but like, I guess I was young, but my heart was just refusing to believe it's really over between us, you know. I kept trying to like see how we could like fix things now. So we mean was I'm fixed because now I am like left behind and life is popping, you know. I was now having to forgive something that I didn't feel like I did, and it now even felt like he didn't really care that much. Like, honestly, he was just like neither here nor there about it. Like, whether you forgive me, whether you don't, he was just like, listen, I'm just here to meet up with you for some lunch and let's keep it pushing. So then the tables turned to being like more, I felt like I was now chasing him. Like, I would be calling him, I would be checking on him. Hey, look, I'm working or this and that. Like, I was now that desperate girl, and I've never been that desperate girl, even at a young age, you know. So it broke my confidence so much to be that person. But I was like, you know, I was in that era of like, no, like, I was the person that was here. I was the person that was with this person. I deserve to be here. I deserve to reap the benefits, you know. Why do these random girls get to like now enjoy the fruits of my ride or die-ness? And then there was a day where I had to move back to Durban because like I was having lots of financial issues. He wasn't even like, hey, come and stay at my place. I went home, and like when I came to Joburg for work, we sort of hung out and we went to the club. He literally sat on the other side of the club and I sat on the side, and like I kept asking some random guy to pour my drinks. Oh God, it's actually like making me cringe right now. I had to just quickly finish my makeup so I can charge my battery as well. But yeah, we went to the club, and already like the relationship dynamic had just completely changed to like I feel responsible for you in an annoying way because you're my ex-girlfriend that was there for me, but actually I really hate that you're a burden in my life right now. He sat on the other side of the club, and basically another guy that I knew who was a friend of mine was the person that was pouring my drinks, speaking to me the whole night. And yeah, it was almost like he wanted to show me, see, this is his new lifestyle, this is his new life, and to be like, yeah, look at what you're missing out on. Gosh. And then that night, like when we got back into the hotel, I felt so humiliated. I felt like such a bum, you know, like it's like he brought me out that night to embarrass me, literally. We got back to the hotel and we got into like this verbal argument, and to a point where he said to me, you're such a loser. Like, he literally said that to me. I just remember like being so shocked, like, and you know when you can feel somebody like sort of doesn't rate you at all. So I guess Pelamande, he knows club girls and like cute petite girls. At the time I was like really big and had not a lot of confidence, and I was not like a girly girl that goes out. I was not like popping, you know. I was just a girl that had a job, had a very normal life. So I guess I was not, you know, I was not hot shit, I was not fine shit. So he called me a loser when we got to the hotel, and I guess I was a loser because I was not a paying ting, you know, or what's considered a paying ting in Joburg. And we got into a huge fight to the point where it ended up physical, and like security was called. I was trying to leave. I called my sister to try and pick me up. He was like taking my phone. Like, it was a big mess. Like my nails came out, I'd gone to do fresh nails, my nails were out, my fingers were bleeding. I was so angry at the fact that, like, just resentful at how I felt so used. I felt like I spent all my time and all my energy on this person. I wasted all my time in Joburg basically trying to love this person, and this is the thanks that I get. Like, yo, so when we sort of separated from that hotel, like, for me it was very telling. It was okay, I think now it's very obvious where you stand with this person, and yeah, it's time to really like let it go, you know. But what stuck with me is, like, I think in those last 3 months, how badly I was treated. It was like, it stuck with me so much, especially because I was going through so many issues of my own that I internalized it so much. Like, I used to feel like everyone can see what a loser he thinks I am, and everyone can see this person, because clearly Pela, I was a bum in comparison to the girlies, you know. And I had such low confidence. I didn't want to go anyway. Like, I would avoid places that he would go to, or places that I know he'd be, because it's like, it would literally ruin my whole night. Like, I would break down crying if I'd see him, because it's like, while I'm like struggling to pay rent, this person's like buying designer, living their life, and like my life is going like this and his life is going like this. It was all really for nothing, you know. Like, if I had been selfish and been what I was telling you guys in that sit down I did earlier on in the year, Uguti, be selfish with your time as a young girl. Like, those years in Joburg, I could have just been on my whole shit. Let's be honest. Like, I could have been living my life the way that I want to, but I spent so much time wanting to commit to someone, and then also I spent so much time being heartbroken about this person that, like, I don't think I ever really enjoyed Joburg to like the fullest extent. So yeah, it just deteriorated and deteriorated, and my self-esteem was at such a low that, like, I wanted to do anything to like meet someone, or like, you know, just to replace him and try and find somebody that's on his level, you know. And Jay, there's situations that I regret, things that I regret that I did from a place of heartbreak, you know, because I was like, I really wanted to heal my heart and find somebody that I could be like, yeah, you know, I'm not down and out like you say I am. So yeah, in there was a and, you know, all those things. You think like they're helping your confidence because you like can post online that you're taking a flight or whatever, but like, it actually also diminishes your self-esteem in its own way. It's a story for another day, but like, I don't recommend freelance situations at all. So it just further and further broke down my self-esteem, further and further broke down my self-care and my self-love, you know, till eventually, like, I decided, oh my god, no, I forgot another traumatic incident that happened. So then COVID happens, around the upcoming makeup artist during COVID, and then a friend of mine, Lamsey had come over to my place, and he's like, hey bro, John is in Cape Town. And yeah, I was like, oh, let me see. And something just told me, Usio, I should not look at this, you know, like, I shouldn't look at this. At this point I hadn't blocked, so like, I was just trying to move on with my life, because seeing how good his life was kept making me more and more depressed. So I was like, oh, let me see. And then Lamsey shows me, and I don't know why that happened, but like, as I go into my own Instagram, what are the odds of the fact that the girl that he went with was a girl that I was following, me and her were following each other. And then I'm like, fuck, it can't be, please God, please don't let it be. And like, they were in Cape Town in some like nice hotel, there was roses set up, there was like designer on the bed. He bought the girl designer, they were there the whole weekend. About then I lost my mind. Like, I lost my mind, because I was like, yo bruh, like, everything that you thought was gonna be like your life now, you're like starting from scratch. And you know, I short circuited, like, and I was sort of in the process of like healing at that point, and then I just plummeted back into depression, because I was like, this was supposed to be me, this was supposed to be my life, this was supposed to be what my reward was, and I never got that, you know. There's lots of traumas that happen in between the relationships that I can't even mention, but it's like, yo, like, I just wish he had told me whenever that, okay, you're not really fitting the aesthetics anymore, you know, or maybe not, just, you don't have to say that, just break up with me, than to sort of drag me through months of just feeling like absolute trash, like, and for no good reason, when I really hadn't done anything to you, you know. You could have just been like, hey, I really just want to move on with my life, and I really would have, I can't be upset with that, you know, I have to move on. And yeah, so I struggled with dating after that for a long time. Like, when I moved to Cape Town, I sort of wanted to escape. It was part of the reasons why I wanted to move, because everywhere you go, any club that you go to, Joburg is not that big, he will be there. Any social place you go to, him and his friends will be there. And it's like, I didn't feel like I could date freely anymore, especially when I'm like just trying to date and trying to figure out what I'm doing. doing, and then for that person to be just seeing you, you know, trying to get it out the mud dating wise. So I moved to Joburg mainly, I moved to Cape Town mainly because of work. I really wanted to expand my business, but also I just didn't feel like Joburg, there was anything left for me there anymore, you know. But once I moved here, like I struggled with dating because I almost felt like everyone could see the way that I was treated like shit. Like, and I felt like anyone else would try to treat me the exact same way. So I was like paranoid. Like I'd always feel like, hey, like I don't want to meet any guy. I don't want to da because he's going to put me through the same thing. And I always felt like I don't deserve to meet a good guy. I don't deserve to meet a guy with money or whatever, because I felt like the way that he treated me is who I am outside. I started to believe that. So it took a lot of unlearning. Moving to Cape Town and like really rediscovering myself is when I really started to love myself. I think like a year after I moved here, and Cape Town really saved my life, like in other ways as well. But yeah, that is my story, okay? And that is exactly why ladies, don't do it, because it's literally a gamble. And you don't know if you're gonna win or you're gonna lose. And when you lose, you have nobody to blame but yourself. You are left with all the work that you have to do. Don't do it. Anyways, thank you for watching this quick story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah.